happy fall.
Really?
Just kidding. It's August 6th. But a lot of people's minds have switched over to fall. You know who you are. I mean, kind of myself included, but.
It's actually the 7th, but who's counting?
Also, I may or may not have just threatened Scott's life. So we're rebounding right now in real time.
Yeah, I can confirm.
Okay. What's been going on, Scott?
We've had a week we've been to a lot of open houses.
We have listings.
Yeah, and by open houses we mean when other realtors say, hey, come look at this house.
Give us feedback.
Give us feedback. Also, you may have a buyer for this house, etc. I just want you to be familiar with it. And also, sometimes it's helpful for other agents to have feedback from agents to be able to provide their seller if they need to make an adjustment or, hey, this needs to be done. It would help to sell the house. Just help realtors helping realtors.
Yeah, like price is a big one.
Yeah, or things that need to be done.
Or there was one that the carpet in one of the bedrooms, to me it was a very easy, obvious fix. And we'd been in the house a couple times and there was a realtor open house and I said, what do you need to hear? I said, because the one thing I see is the carpet. And she was like, yes, I've told them and they don't want to listen. So sometimes it's good to have outsiders weigh in.
Confirming things.
Confirm. Yeah. Scott loves that.
Yes.
There was one house we went in in Southern Oaks that I really, really liked personally. I liked it a lot.
I like that. The second one.
Mm-hmm, yeah, the second one.
I like that one too. Mm-hmm.
If it had had a pool,
she might would have wanted to buy it.
I liked it a lot. I liked the size. It was a little bigger than what I think I really, really would want to move into, but it was good space. It was really good space.
Yeah. And we're not currently looking for a house, but sometimes she sees things.
In my threat against Scott, I said I was going to injure him with the poker, and I said I was going to poke him in the eye. But that did remind me, ladies, we were at it was a Keller Williams team meeting, and there was a police officer,
Sheriff's
deputy came and was giving some tips on what to do if you are attacked, because we've had a recent
incident with another agent.
Yeah, this agent was attacked at an open house, a public open house, and so he was giving some really just, I say easy, but here's what you should do. Mm-hmm. And he said two things. One, probably everybody knows. The second one was
down south.
The second one was poke them in the eyes as hard as you can,
as far as your finger will go.
He said it'll give you enough time. Well, he said number one, it hurts really, really bad, and then two, he's like, it'll give you enough time to get away. So I was like, I wonder if this little poker will work.
Yeah, but this is a more proactive threat from you rather than reactive, because I'm not.
He's not currently trying to harm me in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's completely, the harm's one-sided.
So I was just passing that PSA along.
Yeah, poke him in the eye.
And kick him where it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a question for Scott. It's question / scenario that I wanted you to weigh in on. Okay, for the people, for the good people. So we had a client who's looking for a home and had some specific things he was looking for, and found a couple.
Yeah.
But one he narrowed in on and decided to move forward with that. And oftentimes, it goes well. Yeah, make an offer, there's some negotiations that happen, all the things fall in line, and get to the closing table, everybody walks away. One's got a house, one sold a house.
Win-win.
Win-win. Or win-win-win. Isn't that what Michael Scott says?
Well, that's what Gary Keller says.
No, but isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's in the handbook about win-win-win.
So, okay. Yeah. So sometimes that doesn't happen though. And we had that recently.
Yeah.
So what happened briefly?
Yeah. So it was this pretty extended negotiating process to get everybody to an agreement. The seller, it may have been a little overpriced. Also, he wanted to get it for even lower price. and
The buyer wanted
the
to get a
buyer,
part of
and
that.
so we ultimately got there with an agreement that, hey, you can have it for this price, but also it needs to be an as-is deal. Now, we obviously protected our buyer with, some agreements about he can still do an inspection if there's anything unacceptable, walk away, all these contingencies.
In the contract.
In the contract. So contractually, we protected him, and so we got to the inspection, and I mean, I'm not going to make any judgments or statements about the quality of the house or anything like that, but ultimately there were some things that for him he had to have either corrected or
A reduction.
a reduction of price that he could correct them himself after closing. And ultimately there was not a meeting of the minds, and there was not an agreement on how to move forward in that. Is that a good summary?
Yeah, so when that happens, we're like, okay, now what? So we say, okay, we're not moving forward.
Yeah, well, there was a couple of ways. One, you always try to preserve the deal if you can, if both parties can come to an agreement.
And I'll chime in and say that the agent on the other side is fantastic.
Yeah, super professional.
She is a top-notch agent, and doesn't let, she doesn't get riled up about stuff.
She doesn't get emotional about any of this.
She's like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take the heat, and I'll present. And she did a really good job on her side, keeping it going. Sometimes we see where both agents aren't, don't want to say they're not working as hard, but it's almost like they don't push back any with their clients. Is that a fair way to say that?
Challenge their clients' thinking sometimes, and because sometimes many times we can look at it from an unemotional level and say, ultimately this is what you want. While this is not going like you hope, we can still get there if you do this, and this.
We try to keep the goal forefront.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you want? Is this what, how much are you willing to give or get, or, rearrange your thinking to get the goal met.
Right.
And both agents were really good at that in this particular case. And then it still didn't work out. But the negotiating part between the agents was
that's why you want
good
agents, is because
Yes.
it's called an arm's length transaction for a reason. Because if you didn't have that buffer, if you had just these two people, a buyer and a seller, in this case specifically, one, we never would have gotten to an agreement. And two, it certainly would have been very acrimonious.
Yeah, too many emotions.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that's one of the things that a good agent offers you is it helps you stay on track and keep everybody civil. And two, I think it's risk mitigation too, because we had everything written into the contract in order to protect him and preserve his ability to get out of this contract that ultimately was not the property that he wanted in the condition that he needed it to be in.
And ultimately he decided
It was not for him.
it was not for him
Yeah.
in repairs or money side.
Yeah.
So, sometimes things work out and sometimes sometimes they don't.
Yeah, this is another peek into what a good agent provides you. Some people are just like, they open doors. That's all they do. But it's a whole lot more than that. If you get somebody who all they're doing for you is opening a door, you're opening yourself up to a headache and potential risk if somebody who doesn't know how to protect you throughout the process.
Well, and had that not been written in the contract, then
we may have a lawsuit.
Then up the creek, up a creek.
Any creek.
So, all that to say, we keep, I think, saying it, and I don't know if anyone's listening, but it's really important who you choose to work with.
Yeah.
And they're really good agents. Like this other agent who we're talking about, I would work with her. She's so good. And so there are a lot of good agents, and it's really important to know who you're working with. Ask them how many houses they've sold.
Yeah. I mean,
ask them, if you're feeling people out, and I'm not saying never work with a brand new agent, because, in our office, I can't speak to all of them, new agents
have a support system in place.
Yeah, and so they're not just floundering on their own, Googling how to do stuff, ChatGPTing it up.
They have transaction coaches, transaction coordinators to help them learn as they are on the job. Yeah.
So that's really important, and we've seen the good side and the not so good side with that.
Yeah. I saw a billboard. It was a meme, of course, on these real estate things, but it said, "Oh, your cousin sold 3 houses last year. We sold 55." So, I mean, like numbers are, we don't like to talk about numbers a lot. That's not what we're here to do. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what that does signify is experience.
Yeah.
You know, and you see a lot of different scenarios that you've had to work through. And so if you see somebody who's doing upwards of 40, 50 transactions a year, it means they've seen a lot of different scenarios and have learned from those how to protect their clients.
And that's really important for you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Yet again.
Okay. That's it.
No violence occurred on camera.
You're lucky. Because could have been bad guys.
Risk mitigation is taking place here too.
See you later.
Bye.